So my name is Edy Almer, and I'm Director of Product Management for Threat Detection and Incident Response at Logpoint. How does threat hunting evolve with the current threat landscape, and how does it help secure organizations? So that's a good question, because what happens today, we're seeing the bottom of the attacks coming higher and higher. It's a lot easier for an attacker to do attacks that are similar to what a nation state can do. So while the top level keeps getting higher, the bottom goes higher even faster. So there's many more organizations that can expect to be attacked by a pretty sophisticated attack. On the one hand, that's the bad news, but the good news is that actually many more organizations are going to be attacked by a very similar attack because of the way that things are commercialized and go much wider, with much wider set of targets. So sharing threat intelligence is a great basis for starting a very effective threat hunting program by automating that threat intelligence coming in. So even if you don't have those geniuses that can threat hunt through those flashes of inspiration of completely new things that they're looking for, remember that all the things that are being done when you look left and right, they're going to be done to you as well. Probably quite soon, because the overall level of attacks, their quantity goes significantly higher, because it's so much easier to not build a whole new attack, but you simply rent an attack if you're an attacker. You pay somebody money, and he'll give you an attack that somebody already did before. Well, there's good news and bad news. Bad news is you'll see more attacks that are more sophisticated. The good news is that threat intelligence and threat hunting can help you find those attacks early and respond well. We're seeing attacks that are using more and more sophisticated ways of actually getting into an organization. And while the nation states are coming up continuously with new ways of getting in. For example, look at supply chain attacks. They're pretty new. They've appeared 2 years ago, and now you can see them everywhere. If you want to detect those more sophisticated attacks, if you in the past had a SIEM and then possibly had some SOAR, and then you were told you need an XDR, really to be able to deal with this, you need the full set. So if you look at the full set, it starts with, first of all, the basics. Collect the logs using a SIEM. Then the sheer volume won't allow you to do any kind of detection without automation. So the next layer is a SOAR. Since you want to have the ability to respond automatically and the ability to collect forensic data from the endpoints, you need an agent on the endpoint. For some, it will be an additional product like an EDR, but for many, it can be an endpoint agent that simply collects the logs and allows response to be done from a central location, from where the analyst sits, from their SOC. And finally, you want to have tools for threat hunting, tools like UEBA and tools like threat intelligence that, when used and automated and actually operationalized, can provide you the inputs that you need in order to threat hunt effectively.